Hey, what's up everybody, Cub Fan here, and today we are celebrating a milestone for the channel. We recently passed 100,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much, each and every one of you who like and enjoy and subscribe to all my videos. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me hitting this milestone. Honestly, never thought I'd get here, but here we are. So, yeah, to celebrate, I'm going to share with you a story, the history of Minecraftia. A long, long time ago, Minecraftia was inhabited by several species. The overworld was home to most of these civilizations, which included humans, the villagers, the thin calcium-based bowmen, and the golems. The golems were a hulking metallic race of people with skin of iron. They were not born but built initially as protectors of the villagers, who, at the time, were highly advanced in the ways of science and technology. Eventually, the golems were numerous enough to rebel and become their own civilization, building temples in jungles of the overworld. There they lived in noble solitude. The villagers themselves lived in great strongholds deep underground. It was here where they built massive labyrinths and created devilish creatures of stone to keep their enemies at bay. During their creative experiments, however, a race of armless monsters infused with explosive powder arose. These creatures, they were deemed far too dangerous and unpredictable to be used as sentries, and, as such, were banished to the caves. They were expected to die out quite quickly, but instead they thrived in the dark environment and grew to be a worldwide pest. Eventually, the villagers learned the technique of creating portals to other worlds, and, as an experiment, they created 3 portals to the planet's moon. This project was called the End of Limitation, or simply, the End. The villagers were quite unprepared for what they found in the end. A massive dragon that had created and enslaved tall black creatures of nothingness for its own purposes. The dragon, angered by this intrusion into its world, killed many of the villagers, wiping out their once great civilization in the process. The dragon then sent hordes of its ghostly creatures, the Endermen, into the overworld to terrorize and destroy those who remained. Those who did survive were scattered above ground with no technology, and are now rebuilding with nothing, currently at the age of iron, living in small and isolated villages. Shortly after the collapse of the village empire, the humans and the bowmen, who had an alliance, decided they would steal the villagers' portal technology. But instead of going to the end, they would travel to another dimension entirely, where they would be safe from the creeper menace. How wrong they were. The center of the planet was a hot and hellish place, inhabited by spirits of fire and thunder. They did, however, form a friendship with the resident intelligence, the pig men, who grew an odd plant, netherwort, for use in potions. In exchange for the secrets of Redstone, the pigmen formed a pact of friendship with the Alliance of Men. As their technology advanced, the humans became obsessed with the idea of potions and magic. They began digging deep into the depths of the overworld in search of artifacts and ingredients. They dug far too deep. In a horrible potion accident, they released a terrible sickness, a plague that destroyed the brain and left one with nothing but a terrible hunger. The humans were transformed into zombies, and the zombie plague spread over the world. The bowmen were also affected, but being so thin by nature already, they merely shriveled to bones and now seek vengeance on humanity. This illness also spread through the portal to the core of the planet. Initially, the pigmen retreated into their massive fortresses built upon lakes of fire. They could not hold out forever, though, and as infected bowmen moved in, the race of pigmen fell too. They also became zombies and devolved into a violent and militaristic race. Eventually, even the slightest aggression towards one became an enemy of all. The pigmen in the overworld were cut off from their brothers and the rest of their race when, in the rush to prevent the spread of the plague, the nether portal network was taken down. They forgot speech and to walk on 2 legs. They had become nothing but animals in the overworld now. After the plague had wiped out most of the remaining civilization, the creepers, created by the villagers, emerged from their cavern homes and now dominate the night with fear. The golems eventually abandoned their homes in the jungles to resume their roles as protectors of the villagers, mostly since they were constantly under attack from the undead and remaining endermen. Today, the fortresses and bunkers of the pigmen, the temples of the golems, and the tunnels and mines of the Alliance still stand, in crippled and decrepit states, available for plunder by whatever shred of humanity and civilization remains on this desolated world.